so that your mind accepts his attitudes towards life, work and relationships better. Because before you know the thought of the person, you should know the person also. Imagine a land got legally cleared in the local government bodies, BAPS trustee board decides what to do with it, hospital, school, college, whatever. We are an NPO, non-profit organizations of funds raised from the charity, but from the society. It's a charity organization. The plans designed by the architect, the plans passed in the local government bodies, then tenders dished out because we are an NGO, a tender passed, contractor is nominated, he starts after the groundbreaking ceremony, 2, 3, 5-story, 10-story building comes up, 2 to 5 to 10 volunteers of BAPS who would run that institute according to our ideology and system and tradition, another 15, 25, 50, whatever the paid staff hired, and the inauguration ceremony held, and that institute put in the service of society. The whole story that I described to you from a barren land to the inauguration ceremony, the whole story, Prabhu Swami Maharaj completed every 15th day of his life for 45 years. This is beyond the can of human intelligence. So Guinness Book of World Records has described Prabhu Swami Maharaj that he is the master builder of the 20th century. He has been the recipient of more than 30 to 40 Kikuta series in America. Prabhu Swami Maharaj was felicitated with standing ovation in the British Parliament, in the Canadian Parliament, in the Kenyan Parliament. He was the first person upon this planet to give a talk in the United Nations in a local language. Normally when you speak in the United Nations, I'm talking of many years back, that was in 1998, you have to speak in English or you speak in your national language. You can't speak in your local language. Prabhu Swami Maharaj spoke in Gujarati. That was the first happening in the United Nations. And of course, the machines were put in, like, people who hear in different languages, but he spoke in Gujarati. In that 45 years, from his age of 51 to 95, normally when we touch 51, we start having retirement plans. And today the norm among high-class professionals is how to retire early and enjoy a better life. So they work 12, 16, and 18 hours, sometimes from 20 to 40, from 20 to 45, and they want to retire early. Okay, norms change according to generations. Doesn't matter. In that 45 years, actually that means he started his career at 51 when he became the guru. He traveled to 60 countries, 18,000 villages, towns and cities, to inspire people for better living, to energize them for better values in their life, to inspire social service, to uphold cultural traditions in families and communities. He read and answered more than 7.5 lakh letters in his lifetime, at an unbelievable average of reading and answering more than 50 letters a day without a Sunday for 45 years. After this conference, when you will go back to your office on Monday morning and you find 20 mails to answer before lunchtime, what happens to you? Prabhu Swami Maharaj answered 50 letters, responsible answering, not just blessings. He personally met 4 million people, 40 lakh people in his lifetime, morning, noon time and evening sessions that the people used to come to him. People used to present their issues and problems to him and he would guide them. He personally visited more than 3.5 lakh homes, offices, factories and shops to sanctify it or inaugurate it. For 45 years, every day in the evening, for 1.5 hours, he attended the satsang assembly as we are here today. All this between his age of 51 and 95. All these statistics. इनमें से एक भी अगर आप पकड़ लो, only one thing and one letter, your life is over. You decide to write 7.5 lakh letters and email, your life is over. You decide to visit 3.5 lakh homes and factories and offices, your life is over. You decide to visit 60 countries and 18,000 towns and villages and cities, your life is over. How did he do it concurrently in one human life? Attitude matters the most. His first attitude towards work, when we are working, people sitting here. उनके शब्द में, उनके प्रासादिक शब्द में कहना चाहता हूँ. He used to say in his traditional Gujarati. How many of you understand Gujarati? Just raise your hands. Oh, almost 90% of you. Oh, Padmakati ji also? क्या बात है? His traditional Gujarati, I am quoting him word to word and letter to letter. He used to say, આ કામ હું 2 મિનિટ પછી કરું એવો વિચાર આવે એ આળસ. This was his definition of procrastination. આળસ. We have seen Pramukh Swami Maharaj at the age of 72 and 75, even at 12 o'clock midnight, sitting on the railway platform of Coimbatore in 1992, waiting for a train running half an hour or 45 minutes late, writing letters under the light of a torch. We have seen him communicating with people till the last moment while he is sitting on the chair at the dentist's place, for getting his teeth treated. We have seen him reading letters that have come from people non-stop from the time flight took off from Heathrow to the time it landed at JFK in New York. About more than 6.5 to 7 hours of non-stop. He read more than about 200 letters and answered those 200 letters. And this was in 1995 at this age of 75. As I said, if you have that attitude, मैंने 2 शब्द प्रयोग किए थे, latent energies come out of you. Because as Swami Vivekananda used to say, each soul is potentially divine. If you decide, you can. Today I am talking in Gandhinagar, tomorrow on 20th I am talking in Mumbai, on 21st I am talking in Hyderabad, 22nd I am talking in Hyderabad, today is 20th. So 20th I am talking here in Gandhinagar, 21st I am talking in Mumbai, 22nd I am talking in Hyderabad, 23rd I am talking to about 4,000 CS students in Calcutta, 25th I am talking in Ayodhya, 26th in Kathmandu, 27th in Viratnagar, 28th in Virganj, again 29th in Kathmandu, 30th in Kolkata, first in Mumbai again at the Prabodhan Thakur Auditorium, second in Rajkot, third in Vadodara, and fourth in London. And then I 1.5 months there in UK, Canada and US for more than 30 talks there. From students to professionals, all class. If you keep that attitude, if you decide you can. The moment you tell yourself, यार बहुत काम था यार थक गए, तो ऐसे ही थकावट डबल हो जाएगी. एक ही विचार है. हाँ यार. You see our Prime Minister at the age of 74, the way he is working, unbelievable energy, isn't it? It all lies in your attitude. हम सभी एक ही मिट्टी के बने हुए हैं. Your attitude matters the most. આ કામ હું 2 મિનિટ પછી કરું એવો વિચાર આવે એ પણ આળસ કહેવાય. કેટલી સરસ વ્યાખ્યા છે, બોલો મજા આવી વ્યાખ્યા છે. હવે this is a good takeaway for you. When it came to relationships with people at your workplace or in your social circle, Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to say, દરેક વ્યક્તિ સારો છે અને દરેક વ્યક્તિમાંથી આપણે બે સારી વાત શીખી શકીએ. This was his attitude in associating with people. What a wonderful way of living and associating with people. Every person around me is good and fine. And if I keep an attitude of positivity, I can learn 2 good things from him. From some you can learn a good thought process. From some you can learn a good habit. From some you can learn discipline at workplace. From some you can learn, I'm talking of people around you at your workplace, from your colleagues. Somebody at your workplace is more punctual than you, yes or no? You can learn from him. Somebody is more disciplined, you can learn from him. Somebody has the power to carry on the extra load, walk the extra mile, you can learn from him. So this is an attitude which becomes a master key for your growth when it comes to relationships with people around you. The attitude that you must keep is, all people around me are fine and good, and I can learn a couple of things from. Become a good listener and a learner. That is the attitude, and you will grow. As simple as that. Nobody is a master in his profession. Am I right? Everybody is a learner.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Keep that attitude and you will learn. So this was the attitude in associating with people. Associating with circumstances. प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज का attitude circumstances के प्रति कैसा अच्छा था? ये सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा सीखने वाला attitude है. प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज was once in New York. He was seated in a room. That room was small, just by like about maybe 10 by 8 feet. And somebody said, "Hey, Swami, this room is quite small." Pramukh Swami Maharaj said, "See, listen to attitudes of great and wise people and learn from them." Pramukh Swami Maharaj immediately responded, "Small rooms are better. It consumes less power." Just one week hence, he was in Toronto, where we had recently come up with our facility. So more spacious and more facilitated campus. So the room was much more spacious, almost double the size of this. There was Pramukh Swami Maharaj sitting and meeting people. And the same person said, "Swami, the room is better now, it's more spacious." Pramukh Swami immediately responded, "Spacious rooms are better, more people can fit in." You got my point? Keep an attitude of always remaining in a positive mode, always remaining in an energetic mode, whatever the circumstances and surroundings. નાની રૂમ પણ સારી અને મોટી રૂમ પણ સારી. અહીં સારું હોવું જોઈએ. ખબર પડી? નાની રૂમ પણ સારી અને મોટી રૂમ પણ સારી. ચોખ્ખી દેશી ભાષા અહીં ઠેકાણું હોવું જોઈએ અને આ ઠેકાણે હોવું જોઈએ. Everything is fine. Our working should not be affected by our surroundings. Keep that attitude. People have produced extraordinary results in the worst of atmospheres. गोविंद जायसवाल की स्टडी आप करना. अभी ब्रेक में, इसके बाद जो ब्रेक पड़ेगा, अगर रात को या रेजिडेंशियल कॉन्फ्रेंस आप रूम में बैठे हो, पुट ऑन योर नेट गूगल में गोविंद जायसवाल IAS गोविंद जायसवाल नाम डालना. ऑर्डिनरी रिक्शा वाला का लड़का, उत्तर प्रदेश में. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट थिंग्स 17-18 years back. He decided to crack UPSC. Many a times he had to forego his lunch or dinner just to save money for his books and his tuition. कैसी परिस्थिति. और आसपास में जो लोग ऐसे थे जो उनको कहते थे, "यार तू नहीं पढ़ पाएगा, तू ऑर्डिनरी गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़ता है, रिक्शा वाला का बेटा, मतलब यार स्टडीइंग इन ऑर्डिनरी स्कूल, तुझे पता है यूपीएससी स्टूडेंट बोलता है ये यूपीएससी क्या होती है, पता है तेरे को?" He said, "No, I know it well, I'm going to crack it." And with all confidence he used to tell himself, "This is the attitude, and I'll crack it in my first attempt." And he did that in 2006. He ranked 48th in the year 2006 when the UPSC results were declared. And he became an IAS officer. तो मुझे आपको एटीट्यूड की दृष्टि से ये कहना है, never allow your surroundings to disturb you. माइंड पे फुल कंट्रोल रखना. Only those thoughts, those scenes and those words which I allow to enter my mind can enter. They cannot enter without my permission. This is the attitude of the master. कोई भी विचार, कोई भी शब्द, कोई भी दृश्य जो मैं देखूं, अगर मैं उसको परमिशन दूं तो ही मेरे माइंड में आ सकते हैं, इम्पैक्ट आ सकते हैं. If I don't give that permission, so as simple as that, don't give the remote control of your life in somebody's hands, by somebody having circumstances or people or whatever. Keep the remote control in your hand, of your thought process, of your emotions. That is the master key to success. प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज जी गाड़ी में ट्रैवल करते थे. गाड़ी एक वर्ष में 3 वक्त एक्सीडेंट कर. somebody said कि स्वामी जी गाड़ी आप शुक्र नहीं आते, 3 वक्त एक्सीडेंट कर. प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज को ना शुक्र नहीं आते, 3 वक्त एक्सीडेंट हो पर कोई नहीं इजा नहीं. See the way you look at things. The way you look at things makes you up. બાકી અહીંયા બેઠેલા બધા પાસે એકેડેમિક સારું છે. બધા પાસે નાનો મોટો એક્સપિરિયન્સ છે. You all have good academics. You are tax people, international taxation, and you are wonderful academics and beautiful backgrounds, and you are working with good organizations. What will mark you out after 20 or 30 years down the line? Your attitude towards work, people, and life. Otherwise, rest, all of you are saying. Now, all of us are saying. What will mark out is our attitudes. So, attitude is the most important aspect and the mother of all values in life. जापान में कोई नाम की एक मछली होती है. वो इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है, मतलब आती है. दिनेश भाई, वो इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है. जापान में कोई नाम की मछली होती है. उसको जापानीज कार्प भी बोलते हैं. ये मछली की विशेषता क्या है? जब वे पैदा होती है, if you put it in a small bucket of water that we use in the bathroom, small tubs that we have for washing clothes or sometimes any bath, the fish in its entire lifetime grows only 2 to 3 inches. If you put the same fish when born into a water tank, it grows 8 to 10 inches. And the same fish, if you put when born in a lake, it grows 2 to 3 feet. Same DNA, same genes, same phylum. At one place it is 2 to 3 inches, another place 8 to 10 inches, third place 2 to 3 feet. And the scientists, the biologists said, wow, what is this happening? Or my goodness, how can this happen? 8 years of research into this. They could not come to a scientific conclusion, so they put forward a psychological conclusion which was true. That they wrote. Again, I'm putting it word to word and letter to letter of that conclusion is like. It directly relates to attitude. They write, the size of the fish in its physical and mental growth is directly dependent upon the limitations of growth that it accepts in its own life. The size of the physical and mental growth of this fish that Japan is going is directly dependent upon the limitations of growth that it accepts in its own life. जब बकेट में थी तब फिश को मेंटली क्या होगा? मेरे लिए स्विमिंग एरिया इतना ही है, तो 2-3 inches ही ग्रो होती है. When it is put in the big lake, it accepts that it has unlimited area of growth, तो साइज बढ़ जाती है. उसी तरह tell yourself, I have unlimited scope of growth and thus success in life. Tell yourself every day that I have unlimited scope. Then you will start growing. And the moment you accept limitations, you will be another koi fish of 3 inches, not more. And if attitudes can design your and define your physical and mental growth, imagine the capability of attitude. Understand what I mean? If attitude can put an impact on your genes, on your DNA and on your phylum. Seeing the example of this Japanese koi, attitude has an impact on the real genes, DNA and the phylum of a fish. Imagine the power of attitude. So attitude is the master. Keep that. And the last good attitude that I want to teach you, and after that for 5-10 minutes I'll talk on work-life balance as well, as was well suggested by English. So I'll switch over to that subtopic for about 5-10 minutes because that is much needed in today's professional world. The biggest attitude of life. How many of you want to remain stress-free lifetime? And how many of you want to really remain in a state of mind that you never slip into depression? Raise your hands. All of us, isn't it? We want to keep ourselves away from stress and depression. You know the biggest thought power. Help from stress managers is 2% solving the problem. कोई को स्ट्रेस और डिप्रेशन है तो एंटी डिप्रेशन पिल्स लेते हैं, स्ट्रेस की पिल्स लेते हैं. It is all watering the branches and the leaves. You are not watering the roots. Watering the roots, inbuilt system है हमारे पास. God has been kind enough to give us an inbuilt system, a powerful inbuilt system that a proper and a positive thought process and a powerful emotional makeup from within has the power to kill any stress and depression in your life. वो thought process क्या है? जो भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने अर्जुन को श्रीमद् भगवद गीता में कहा, कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन. If you understand this well and apply in your life, I challenge and guarantee that no stress or depression can touch you. What Krishna tells to Arjuna and does all of us? He tells to Arjun, Arjun, your job is to perform your duty well. Results, I will decide.
Yes.
Simple. ये एक बात आप समझ लो तो स्ट्रेस नहीं है. स्ट्रेस कहाँ से आता है? I tried, I performed, I worked hard, I planned, I executed, I did the best of paperwork. Why did not get I get the results? Yes or no? And the reverse also. Why is this not happening? That brings the stress and depression. भगवान कृष्ण ने साफ-साफ बोल दिया है कि आपका कर्तव्य है आप अच्छी तरह से अपना कर्म करें. Results I will decide. And I can prove this logically. I'm not talking just religiously and spiritually because I'm a man of science and religion both. I've done my engineering. How many of you were born after 1991? Just raise your hands. पीछे तो बहुत सारे बैठे हैं, वैसे तो जूनियर्स पीछे ही बैठे हैं. Just raise your hands. Just raise your hands. Half of your conference is born after, that is the delegates of your conference were born after 1991. Let me tell you, those people who raise your hands to this question, I finished my engineering before that is before you were born. So I'm a man of science and a man of religion both. It's a combination. I logically prove this because you're tax people. Karmanyevadhikaaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. I ask you two questions. And in both these questions, you will all will tell me yes. None of you will be able to tell me no. I challenge and guarantee. Let's start. It is absolutely logical. An experience. All of us have an experience that sometimes we tried best, planned well, executed well, had the best paperwork, best resources, best team. Still, we did not get the expected success result outcome of the project. Yes or no? Yes. Even sometimes we succeeded less or sometimes we miserably failed. Yes or no? Yes. And the reverse. Sometimes because of some time constraints or resources constraints, whatever. We had less of planning, less time of execution, perhaps not the perfect team that we always wanted, and still the outcome of the project was beyond our imagination.
Yes.
हाँ या ना?
Yes.
कभी इसमें सोचा है कि ऐसा क्यों मतलब मैं वही नहीं यार? I'm the same person. I worked hard. I did not get the result. In this project I worked much less, not satisfactory even to my levels. Still I got unimaginable results. कभी ये सोचा है आपने ये क्यों होता है? इसलिए होता है भगवान कृष्ण ने सब बोल दिया रिजल्ट्स आएंगे. तू काम कर, तुझे जो काम करना है कर. कभी तू बहुत अच्छा काम करेगा लेकिन मैंने डिसाइड किया कि इस प्रोजेक्ट का रिजल्ट तुझे नहीं देना, तेरे प्रारब्ध में नहीं, मैं नहीं दूंगा. गॉड विल नॉट गिव. और समटाइम्स जब मैं नक्की करता हूं कि आपने कम काम किया लेकिन तेरे प्रारब्ध में ये सफलता लिखी है, देना तो मुझे दे. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम आलसी हो जाए, कमजोर हो जाए. इट इज अ ह्यूमन ड्यूटी, ह्यूमन एंडेवर एंड अ ह्यूमन डिग्निटी टू पुट ऑल योर रिसोर्सेज फॉर एक्सट्रीम हार्ड वर्क. ये हमारा सौंदर्य है मनुष्य जीवन का और हमारा गौरव है. But at the end of the day, to have this understanding that from morning to evening I put my best foot forward. Now whatever the results I will accept it. कभी स्ट्रेस टेंशन आएगा ही, कभी आपको स्ट्रेस टेंशन नहीं आएगा. एक बहुत बड़े बिजनेसमैन शायद आपने नाम सुना, मनु माधवानी फ्रॉम अफ्रीका. 25,000, 30,000 acres of land, sugar cane, a township, hospitals, everything inside, schools and everything. He used to often come to Brahma Sai Maharaj and say, Swami, I get so much of stress out of my working, sometimes decision making, ये tender pass होगा नहीं होगा, very much stressful by the end of the day. Brahma Swami उनको ये सिखाया. कि मनो भाई आप इतना बड़ा बिजनेस लेके बैठे हो, काम जरूर करें, भव्य करें, हार्ड वर्क करें, लेकिन शाम को ये अपने आप को बोल देना भगवान को प्रार्थना करके कि I tried my best, now whatever the results you decide I will accept it. अगर आप एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते तो आप कर भी क्या लोगे बताओ? अगर आप फाइनल आउटकम एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं तो आप कर भी क्या लोगे? कुछ नहीं कर सकते। It's better to accept and remain light.
Yes.
Instead of keeping the attitude of not accepting the final outcomes of your project and keeping yourself in a state of stress. आप पढ़े लिखे हो तो कॉमन सेंस को यूज करो। स्ट्रेस ना इसलिए कि मैं फाइनल रिजल्ट आउटकम करूंगा, नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट में शायद सफलता मिल जाएगी और मिल भी जाती है। Keep that faith in God that He is the all-doer, and that will make you stress-free. Keep that faith that God is the all-doer and will make you stress-free. Because, now listen carefully, God has not signed an MOU with you when He send you upon this earth. कि जब बच्चा पृथ्वी पर जाएगा सब कुछ ठीक होगा। जॉब मिलती है, चली भी जाती है। कंपनी शुरू करते हैं, टूट भी जाती है। 10 साल की मित्रता पार्टनरशिप में परिवर्तित होती है, टूट भी जाती है, दगा भी आता है। यस और नो? आपके पार्टनर ने ठीक तरह से फाइलिंग नहीं किया तो प्रॉब्लम्स आ सकते हैं, या ना? एवरीथिंग कैन हैपन। So finally, for this attitude, I want to give you a fun example, and I conclude it with then just 5 minutes for work-life balance. In 1996, we were in America for family series. Family series हम कंडक्ट कर रहे थे. We were in New York. उस वक्त मोबाइल फोन्स बहुत कम थे. So for inviting people for this seminars and conferences, we used to, or our leaders used to call on landlines. If you get an English store there, the service providers used to play a fine audio cassette. It was a wonderful message, which I liked the most, and so I remember it even today after 28 years. वो ऑडियो मैसेज क्या था? उस वक्त न्यूयॉर्क में हमने देखे थे that a company had come up with a fine product of a chocolate box, which can be presented as a gift by children to their friends on their birthdays. But the miraculous thing and very intelligently thought of this gift box was it did not have a lid. ढक्कन नहीं था, आप खोल नहीं सकते उसको. Only a small place where you can put your finger inside, create a hole, and with all the effort, a little boy, because it was a gift pack of chocolates for the children to gift each other on birthdays, he can get one chocolate out. So by this product, the company wanted to teach the dignity of effort to children. समझा? कि anything you want in life, you have to put an effort. ये सिखाना, एक अच्छी गिफ्ट बॉक्स ही बनाया. इसको लेके ये सर्विस कंपनी ने, टेलीफोन कंपनी ने ये ऑडियो कैसेट बनाई थी. वो मैं आपको पेश करता हूँ. बहुत अच्छे शब्द हैं. And it is life. It is the attitude of life. क्या शब्द है? Life is like a box of chocolates. It doesn't have the lid. So you can't get all the chocolates of life at one time. लीड होता तो आप ओपन करके एक साथ ले, छोटा बच्चा तो अगर लीड होता तो खोल के एक साथ 8-10 चॉकलेट ले लेता है. Life is like a box of chocolates. It doesn't have the lid. You can't open it and get all the chocolates of life at one time. You have to create a hole and put your finger inside, put an effort to get at least one chocolate. And then the final sentence was absolutely out of the world. And it spoke as after putting your finger inside and putting an effort to get one chocolate out, whichever chocolate you get, a rectangle one, a square one, or a round one, without a wrapper, with a wrapper, a pink one, red one, white one, or a green one, eat it and enjoy it. जीवन में हम सब पुरुषार्थ करते हैं, लेकिन जो भी चॉकलेट मिली उससे